eventually kick in.
So we're going live on a couple different platforms?
Yeah, we're going to be on YouTube and Facebook.
All right, cool.
So, and then I'll just use YouTube's. I'll trim it up and we can just share it later in emails and crap like that. So, all right, hey, we're live. They can hear them. And, yeah, I'm actually live. Sweet. All right, let's do this.
Lies.
All right, we will. We're going to wait just a little bit to let people join.
So did you see Black Adam yet?
No, I'm not. It's DC. I don't watch DC stuff.
But it's The Rock.
So.
Wow. Pierce Brosnan? He redeemed himself finally from Mamma Mia.
that was never a like.
I lost all respect for him in that moment.
I've never watched it, so I have no. Yeah. So. Okay.
My wife actually hates. She'll be talking. I go, She's like, stop it! You know I hate that. Have you stopped eating ice yet? No.
All right. Let's see here. Got a couple people joining us on Facebook. Let's wait a little bit and let's see if YouTube people pop in. I'm not expecting too many people on YouTube. Let
me see if I can share this.
You probably can.
You just...
If you work really hard.
I did it.
You shared it.
We did that together.
Good job. We're a team.
Go
us.
So where do I actually see the comments?
So I've got the Facebook comments will be here and the YouTube comments will be there.
Okay, cool. We got one view.
Yeah, YouTube we probably won't get a lot of viewership on.
We have a comment somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
All right.
It's also just after lunchtime on a weekday, so it'll live in perpetuity on the streams if they don't catch us live. So
it's doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Doing what it's supposed to be doing. Okay, so for those of you who are joining us, thank you for joining us for this somewhat impromptu live video that we're doing in the middle of a Friday afternoon. But it's very important that we do it because we do, as the title suggests, we do have some changes coming to our weekly book pre-ordering / FOC. It's kind of all one big of the same thing. We've got some important changes coming, and we wanted to let y'all know what those changes are, and then allow Darren to answer any questions you may have about it. So to start, we're gonna hold off on Q&A to start. We've got some talking points we want to go over and just kind of outline all the reasoning and the why behind everything, and then like I said, when we're done, we'll open it up if y'all have any questions afterwards. So real quick before we outline what the changes are, Darren, let's talk about the current system and why it needs to change.
So the current system that we have, of course, we've been one of the largest fully blown weekly book ordering systems that is out there. You jump on our website, you can pre-order all of your stuff at a discount, and you full catalogs, Marvel, DC, Image,
Boom Dynamite,
AWA, whatever, Whatnot Publishing now. And you're able to order all of that stuff on our website for pre-order. And we give a discount up to 3 weeks out, and then 3 weeks out, we start really pushing this. This is the final time that you can possibly order these books.
Yeah.
And then we kind of close it up and move on to the next thing. And then my staff does their best to get the stuff out in a semi-timely manner. And we ship weekly shipments along with other exclusives and other things like that. So that's kind of the watered down version of process.
All the while warehousing all these books, over ordering to cover damages, and of course our walk-in retail traffic we over order for as well.
Right.
Lots of stuff.
The 20, and in our normal right now standard way of doing things is larger number of books. We order anywhere between 15 and 20% over to ensure for damages, shortages. Whatever may come with that. Our staff isn't big enough to ever go back and actually relist that stuff. So basically, it just becomes dead inventory after everything else is shipped, and it dies into mystery boxes one day.
Right. So it leads to some complications that we've identified. So one being staffing. We need more people to handle.
It's not that we need more people,
or it takes more.
It takes more. It takes it takes at least 10 people in the shipping room to be able to handle normal weekly stuff.
Yeah.
As stuff arrives, to be put up on the wall. I mean, it's a vicious cycle of awfulness.
Yeah.
Because every week you have to take a wall down, put a wall up, make sure everything is there for both the website and retail. And all the while trying to keep things shipping all at the same time. For example, last week we have currently 16 people scheduled full time for Unknown Comics. We were up to like 22, 23, even as high as 27, but a lot have quit over the course of this third quarter. But last week we had 15 people scheduled for each day last week. We had over 20 call-ins of people calling in sick last week, which makes it very hard to be able to do our jobs when employees are missing. And this has been kind of problematic for not only this year, but for a while. We just can't get people to show up to work.
Yeah.
So we're always desperately trying to hire more people, train new people. And it just seems like no matter what we do, it just doesn't seem to work.
Right. And quit hitting the table.
Sorry.
You're getting into the microphone.
Sorry.
Get your body off the table. Children. So you spoke to it a little bit. Weekly books also, we run into delays. And it's not just the major publishers. A lot of it, you said, is the minor publishers.
Well, this year, for example, Marvel has been a nightmare.
Yeah.
Marvel was, due to paper shortages, pushing books back months and months and months. But the independent publishers can't hit a street date to save their life.
Yeah.
I mean, for the first time, Dynamite's actually kind of better. But like these other publishers, I'm looking at Image books that are months late. I'm looking at just all of these different books. When I got back from Florida this week, I'm looking at all these like waiting on replacement books.
Yeah.
And it's all indie stuff that's just not being replaced or not being shipped, or it's on its third or fourth street date. And it just makes it impossible for us to be able to do our job when nothing's actually arriving on time. I mean, this is a timely manner kind of gig, and when it doesn't hit, it causes problems.
And because of the way our system works, your order is held until the last product until the order can be completely fulfilled, right?
Correct.
So if you have that book in your order and it keeps getting delayed, it's delaying the rest of your order, right? And so the translation of that is that's now causing customer service issues, which then leads us into the next problem that we have is how the FOC process affects our customer service group.
So customer service, we have 3 dedicated people to customer service that actually handle customer service, that take in customer service questions. And I would say 90% of our customer service complaints revolve around weekly book shipping questions.
Yeah.
Or weekly book damages.
Yep.
And to be honest, like, we've done all the math, and we keep looking at this 90% problem over a $3 book.
Yep.
And like, we'll have people like go look at some of the Unknown Comics reviews. It's always people bitching about a $3 book not being a 9.8.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that scratch on this book. Look at this spine tick. It's a $3 book, man.
Yeah.
And we don't insure 9.8s on anything unless it's actually already graded. More or less, like, you went and bought a $3 book and you expect a 9.8, and that's not ever going to happen. But these people are also, if we're being honest, that some of these people can become,
don't look at the comment chat. We're not doing that yet.
Not looking at comments. Sorry.
We'll get to that later.
We've had a lot of people they're so mean to our customer service people. Like,
which we've identified many of them. They're not going to be the final owners of these books.
No, it's typically flippers that aren't getting their books fast enough. But like, some of these people, like,
and that's not everyone. That's just largely what we're seeing.
It comes down to, the actions of a few always affect the most.
Right.
And that's just kind of part of the problem right now, is the actions of a few are making us make some serious decisions because, one, it's just, there's too much stuff going on in the market right now. And honestly, for a $3 book that turns into, okay, I ordered 10 $3 books, the math equates to basically, guys, we're basically giving you those books for free, but based on the math. I mean, after shipping and labor and everything that goes into weekly books, like it's not worth the headache of dealing with those delays anymore.
And what would you say as far as if you were to segment out our business of our total business, what percentage would you say weekly books entails for
I mean,
comics?
Even without exclusives, we still get an equivalent of at least a pallet of weekly books every week.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a full 10 people to staff our weekly book section and shipping. And it takes a lot of time to sort through all those things. Shortages. I mean, when it was just one distributor, when it was just Diamond, even as awful as Diamond was, it was one thing because we could just reach out to one person, they would fix it. But now it's Diamond, it's Lunar, it's Penguin.
Yeah.
And more of the publishers are starting to split off into one of those three. And you don't know what you're getting from which person, and there's shortages. And Penguin is still learning how to be Penguin distribution from Marvel, and there's all kinds of errors.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just been one train wreck after another over the last calendar year with all of the distribution problems.
Yeah. And so part of this was evaluating. We're known for our exclusives. That's what we do really well. That's our bread and butter. So we can't be providing a service at the detriment to what our main bread and butter is, which is exclusive. So,
and weekly books, just to add to that, keep us from shipping the exclusives on time.
Yeah, exactly. It is a detriment to our main service, our main product. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and so keeping that in mind, over the past couple of weeks, you've been crunching numbers. We've been talking things over. I'm not involved in any of this. I'm just a party to it. But you and Chris have been crunching and talking about everything. And last week we were just going to be done with it.
Last week. So I'd been in. There's been a lot of growing pains over the last year, especially with employees and shipping problems and just everything that's happening over the last year. I was in my men's Bible study in Florida, and we were kind of talking about some of the things that could maybe alleviate the stress. And a lot of our stress comes down to weekly books.
Yeah.
It comes down to the shipping and the handling of weekly books and how it's just a constant headache.
Yeah.
From customer service to employees to shipping to just everything, supplies. I mean, good God, we have to have 30,000 bags and boards a week. And a lot of times we're having to pull from old bags and boards because everybody's out of bags and boards, and they have been since COVID.
Yeah.
Like, we're lucky to get our orders every other month. We've run into so many supply issues right now. Every time we turn around, it's a new supply issue. It's no bags this week, no boards this week. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we provide that as a free service. We just bag and board everything, for the safety of the books. And it's just, as of 2 weeks ago, I was cutting weekly books out altogether. We were just going to stop selling weekly books. We were going to stop being a subscription service. I reached out to Chris and said, I've done the math. The math doesn't add up. We're spending more on labor than we're actually making on weekly books.
Yeah.
And we've got to cut it out. Like, it's going to solve most of our customer service issues. It's going to solve most of our shipping issues, our employee issues.
Warehousing.
I mean, I have a 45,000 square foot warehouse, and I would probably say 20,000 of it's just old weekly books.
Yeah.
That haven't sold, because that's what you have to do when you order. You have to order percentages over, and there's just not an efficient way of getting rid of that stuff fast enough.
Yeah.
Even through Whatnot, it's we can only get rid of so much per day.
Mm-hmm.
So we were completely out of the weekly book business. As we were going to make the announcement last week, we had everything written up. We were ready to go, and then I prayed about it a lot more over the course of the last week. I've really been in prayer about how to handle this, because I hate the idea that we have some amazing customers that I love. I mean, some of them are in some groups that I have, and I talk with them, and
a lot of local customers.
Yeah, we talk about X-Men and all this other stuff, and to be a comic book store that doesn't sell weekly books is also a very weird thought process,
right? Because
there's a lot of just exclusive dealers online, but we're also a brick and mortar store, and so I kind of got to this week, and Chris kept pounding me like, we're going to make that announcement, and we're going to make that announcement. Because honestly, this coming Monday, was supposed to be our last FOC.
Yeah.
We were going to be done with shipping weekly comics as of this last FOC. We were pulling all the weekly stuff down. And I got here from Florida to kind of help with our shipping. We've been really working hard on getting our shipping caught up on where it's supposed to be. And Chris was like, are we delaying it a week? I was like, just delay it a week. Go ahead and put out the new FOC for next week. And we'll sit down and we'll have a conversation. And that's where we came up with the solution that we have, which we'll get to in a minute. But I think there's still another checkpoint, right? Or is that
no? That we pretty much covered the why.
Okay.
Yeah. So all this to say, last week it was going away completely. This week we now have a new streamlined version of that. So let's go ahead and get into that. Let's go ahead and get into what that looks like. So the first and probably the main thing is what books are available to pre-order /FOC.
So right now, the way we're working this new catalog for January is we are putting up Marvel, we're putting up DC, and we're putting the best sellers of what we believe is from Boom and Image Comics. So you're still able to pre-order Spawn, you're still able to pre-order House of Slaughter, Something's Killing the Children, the TMNT Power Ranger stuff, and then all of the Marvel and DC catalogs. But Dynamite and all the publishers below them, IDW, all of them are for now going away.
Yeah.
During this next 60-day test run, we're going to see how just having those 4 publishers up, if it goes. And we're also eliminating all discounts for now. If you want to order it, you can. But honestly, after doing the math, even at 25% off, we were literally giving away the books for free.
Yeah.
If you take into account of how many people I had to pay to be here to ship the books.
Yeah.
So we are eliminating the discount. So if you want to order from us, that's great. There's a lot of great companies out there that offer discounts. We're just, for the time being, not going to be one. There will be times where we may offer like the hot book at discount, like because there's cool ratios, like we did with Spawn Batman.
Yeah.
Where we just, even right now, you can go on our website and order Spawn Batman discounted. But a lot of that's just due to so we can get the ratios involved.
Yeah.
So there's going to be situations like that come up. But for now, as the Marvel and DC catalogs are up, we even informed Marvel of this yesterday, that this is the direction we're going in. And over the next 60 days, we'll see how orders come in. We'll see how but we won't ever have the full catalogs up again because those independent books cause super delays, which cause super angry people. And the biggest part about that is when a book is delayed, people just expect us to ship the book for free.
Yeah.
Like, ship me the rest of my order and ship that one later. Well, are you going to pay shipping? Well, no. Well, then it stays until the book is here.
Yeah.
And then the book keeps getting delayed, and the customer gets angrier and angrier. Like, you could just pay shipping on that book. No, you just need to ship me my order. I was like, that's not... The shipping literally costs $2 more than the book.
Yeah.
Like, there's no sense in what you're trying to get us to do. You pay for the shipping, and we'll ship the rest of the order.
Yeah.
We finally just got to the point, like this week, I went through the waiting on replacement orders that have been sitting there for a while, and we haven't got any of those replacements. So I just said refund them and get them out the door.
Yeah.
There's just nothing we can do at that point. Like, we're not getting the books that we're ordering. The publishers aren't doing anything about it to make sure we're getting them, and so that was the point where we just refunded a bunch of books this week and just said, get the rest of the orders out the door.
Yeah.
If they come back in stock, we can reach out to them. But right now, it's just about getting the 10 short boxes of orders shipped.
So with all that, so the key points there, we're limiting what books, basically all of Marvel catalog, all of DC catalog, and then some of Image and Boom based on popularity. That's basically kind of just looking at trends for that, and also the removal of our discount. With that, how many we order is now changing as well.
Yep, that's going to be, we're no longer ordering the big percentage over to ensure quality.
Yeah.
We're going to order what we order. I think we're going to look at 1% over whatever we're ordering. So 100 books ordered, we're going to order 1 copy over.
Yeah.
We're no longer ordering, like, so if we have 100 pre-orders, we're ordering 100 copies. Which, it just comes into, it's a weekly book. I mean, we had to sign contracts with these distributors that we can't ensure quality, or they can't ensure quality to us. We're going to have to take the same stance. On weekly books exclusives, we can still work with because it's different.
Yeah.
You're paying a premium for a book. But when it comes to weekly books, I mean, that's why, priority insurance is important. Pay for priority insurance. There's insurance on your order if it gets damaged in shipping. Because that's the process. I'm probably going to eliminate first class shipping as well.
Yeah.
So everybody has to pay priority insurance.
Yeah.
Because people keep dodging paying for insurance, and then they expect us to fix it, and that's silly. I mean, just pay for the priority insurance.
Yeah.
If you're a quality guy, and we do our best. We really do our best on trying to pick out books, but there's gonna, like, a lot of people don't even understand how grading works. Everybody thinks they're a professional grader. But a printer scuff on a book is still 9.6 or better, unless it's just really, really bad.
Yeah.
But they'll be like, it's an 8.0. I'm like, dude, you don't understand grading. That little printer scuff is a 9.6. And then they'll scream at us and yell at us for like half an hour and leave terrible reviews that we're just the most god-awful company in the world. But they don't understand how grading works. They just want that 9.8.
Yep.
And we're just not going to cater to 9.8 people on weekly books anymore. I mean, if we offer 9.8s...
We don't even cater to 9.8s on exclusives, really.
We offer 9.8s,
yeah,
but you have to pay the premium for it.
Right.
And we've offered 9.8s on weekly books. And if you want a 9.8 on a weekly book, we can get it done for you. But you're going to pay the premium on which entails that book being 9.8.
Yeah.
Like, quit expecting a 9.8 out of a $3 or a $4 book. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the amount of people that complain and go to Facebook groups and social media and how hateful they are. I mean, honestly, last week when I was so mad, it really came down to the handful of people that just constantly barraging us with hate.
Yeah.
And then as I got to thinking about some of my favorite customers and how they're weekly guys. And, we want to make sure that we don't shut it off for them. We don't punish them. But at the same time, publishers need to be punished. Like, the numbers need to go away if they can't hit street dates.
Yeah.
If you're going to put a book in the damn catalog, then actually publish the book when it says it's going to be published.
Yep.
If it's not ready, don't put it out. That's as simple as that. And we told Marvel all summer long, you're hurting our name with all these delays. You're hurting us. And we've seen the dip in sales because you pushed Mandalorian back 2 months. You pushed Daredevil back 3 months. You pushed Exterminators 2 months. I mean, all these books that you're putting in catalogs and then almost immediately delaying 2 months, 3 months, 4 months.
Yep.
I mean, the Amazing Spider-Man annual debacle, the facsimile that we had, we ordered, and then they wouldn't re-FOC it, and then they canceled our orders and re-FOC'd it, and then didn't honor our reorder, shorting us, which means we had to cancel hundreds of orders on that book because Penguin screwed up.
Yeah.
Who the average customer person blames? Us.
Yeah. It floors me that, like, because solicitations are 3 months out, right?
Yep, 3 months.
3 months out. Why don't they wait until they have a printable digital proof of that book, art and everything, before they make solicitations? I understand not printing yet. You want to know how many to print when it comes time. I understand the 3 month in advance, but if I've got the master ready to go, like, to me, I'm not soliciting anything until I know I have a book I can send to a printer.
So Marvel and DC years ago said that they were going to get better about, like, having every cover available when the previews hit. It still doesn't happen. We don't even always have cover A's on some of these books. The publishers, and I even asked Marvel during this time of heavy delays, can you just take a month off and catch up?
Yeah.
I realize that there's paper delays, but you're killing us. You're killing us with these super delayed books. And then now we're not even getting all the books that we're ordering. We're constantly being shorted.
Yeah.
And it's just, Marvel's finally catching up. Marvel's about where they're supposed to be. But if you go in our pull room right now, there's 15, I think, 11/2 delayed boxes, which means there's 15 short boxes of delayed books that are waiting on something that comes out 11/2.
Yeah.
15. At this point this summer, we were up to 1 week, I think it was 35 boxes waiting on one of the weeks this summer.
Yeah.
35 short boxes of orders waiting on something to come out.
Yeah.
And it was ridiculous. It was insane.
Yeah. That's not fair to us. That's not fair to y'all. And yeah, we got to, that is a lot of what this means. Now, one thing, the process for the ordering is not changing. So for those of you that are used to pre-ordering books through us, that process through our website, through our app, has not changed. Sarah will continue the FOC video to kind of highlight the top 10. Of course, it will be from that that new selection of books.
Right.
So you will see less indie stuff in there. But the process of how everything works right now, we're not changing. And Darren hit this, mentioned this. 60-day period. We're evaluating this. There is nothing to say that how you felt last week may not come back again at the end of the 60-day period.
And that's the point. Like, we may come back and look at this 60 days from now and see where we're at.
Yeah.
See if the shipping times pick up. Cutting out a whole distributor. We're basically cutting out Diamond altogether outside of Spawn, and boom.
Yeah.
Really cutting down the number of titles that we're carrying. A lot may change.
Yeah.
But, right now, I've been a comic book fan for 30 years this year. I've been collecting comics since I was 11 years old. And I hate the idea of not carrying weekly comics. I mean, we've carried weekly comics in some fashion since 2012 when I opened, that first year we got into comics.
Yeah.
Back at the table's edge. And then I was over a giant chain of comics with Hastings. I managed 130 plus locations for comics.
Well, and when we had our initial talks about Unknown, that was one thing that you were excited to be able to do was to offer weekly books even before we got into exclusives as hard as we did. We were going to, but that was a major selling point, and it stinks not being, thinking about not being able to do that, but there's logistics behind it.
And there's so many logistics. It's just, it's one of those things that, like, if you really got into the level of selling comics that we're in, and you were here for the 6 pallets that we had to receive 3 days late on Tuesday, our order was 3 days late.
Yeah.
Which creates more chaos because here we are getting 3 days late, but we have 6 more pallets scheduled for Friday. So we're already, all of our staff is scheduled for the weekend to put this new wall up. Mm-hmm. Well, it's now missed my entire staff. So now I have to pull from other staff who should be shipping to put the wall up. And then here we are going to have to turn around and pull another wall down and put another wall back up come this weekend if it arrives on time. Well, guess what? We looked up tracking. It won't be here until Monday now.
Yeah.
So now my entire staff who's scheduled to put the wall up over the weekend doesn't have a wall to put up 2 weeks in a row, which creates my shippers are now going to have to be putting walls up.
Yep.
Which creates more problems. And it's just they're not on time, people. And we're going into the one time a year where you can almost expect delays in every form of shipping.
Yeah.
It's Christmas time. And it's becoming, after 6 years of doing it at the size that we've done it, and knowing what the customer service issues we've dealt with, I can handle a spine tick on an exclusive. We can deal with that, get it over with. But we have people like opening up PayPal claims and chargebacks over a $3 book.
Yeah.
Like it's damaged and it's a 9.6 or better, but they didn't get their 9.8. Well, that $3 chargeback plus shipping actually cost me an extra $15.
Yeah.
Because of the $15 chargeback. So it's just, sometimes you have to evaluate your life and you have to start making some decisions. And I really think God has put a lot in my mind about addition by subtraction.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of subtractions this year that have made my life a little easier. And weekly books are just another one of those situations where I don't want to stop selling weekly books.
Yeah.
But we're having to make some serious changes to how they're
and that's
sold.
the thing is we're not the same company we were 6 years ago.
No.
Scale matters. Scale changes everything. And when you have larger volume, larger staffing, those hard decisions have to be made. I mean, Netflix does not focus on the mail-in DVD anymore.
Right.
They do it, but they don't focus on it and they don't advertise for it. So, businesses do have to pend. All right, real quick. So for those of you, before we get into Q&A, these new processes are effective right now. So if you go to our website, we have listed our January 2023 pre-orders. They're on our website right now. That is utilizing the new model of FOC.
Well, and as of Monday, this Monday's FOC, everything that was discounted on the website through the end of December will go to being full price. We are extending the discount for the rest of December's FOC through Monday.
Okay.
And so as of Monday, everything will go to being full cover price.
Okay. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and let's look at comments. Mike's been spamming us over on Facebook. Where's the best place to watch this, to type snarky comments in a timely manner? Why is your body on the... Yeah. That's just because
I like to lean.
Mike's commenting about they're stop selling High Republic books. Well, it's Marvel, so you're good. And then Mike is supporting us. Thank you, Mike. Matthew Cullen on YouTube. I've had quite a few books refunded or moved to late orders the past couple of weeks on books that I've been waiting for months on. All have been indie books. He was just confirming but basically what we were saying. Haven't had any quality issues so far. Been very satisfied for the ones. The solution I've seen you guys doing this past week, pushing late books on to later standing orders, works good in my opinion. You've done that with a few of my books. Oh, that's something you didn't mention was actually...
Yeah, if you have an order that matches up with the street date that the book is actually going to come out, we'll try our best to actually just move the book to a new order so we can ship the rest out.
Right, but that's basically moving it from one pre-designed shipping label to another.
But like, if you look at some of the books from this year, there's like 7 street dates on those books.
Yeah. And
it makes my brain hurt.
Yeah. All right, well... Didn't look like too many questions. I guess we explained it about as well as we can explain it. Of course, you can.
Matthew Cullen, your gift card is for something that was having to be refunded. Maybe it was like a free book off of a buy two get one free, and they sent you a gift card in its place. Yeah. You can always message customer service and ask exactly what it was for, but typically gift cards are sent. If like there was a free book from a buy two get one free that wasn't in stock anymore. That's another thing we've done this year is we've actually hired someone to manage our ratio and some of our other stuff to kind of help keep that stuff organized instead of everybody just freely jumping off of the stuff.
Mike asks, what about a membership of some sort?
So actually, hey, and Ellery, I see your question too. And I appreciate everything.
Not a question, just a comment supporting us. Thank you, Ellery.
Ellery is our most ordered customer ever. He has more orders than anybody else by like triple. So I don't know if you knew that.
Even more than Holtz? Yeah. Wow.
It's like 12 or 1,300 plus.
Sheesh.
Yeah, he's
okay.
So we are working on a program through. Let me get through this first. So we are working on. Instagram has this new thing about subscriptions. So we are going to start working on seeing how that works, and then offering like where you can, pay a monthly membership fee through Instagram, and we will actually provide you a discount code for weekly books. Yeah. So we are working on that through Instagram.
Yeah. So think of it like a Patreon almost. It's very, very similar to a Patreon type system.
You pay a couple bucks a month, and you get discounts on all of your weekly books.
Yeah. So definitely in that we're looking for that good middle ground. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're okay.
German Rodriguez, if some comics are delayed with your current orders, but you have other future orders, why not send it then instead of holding the entire order? Which
we've been trying to do, but that becomes an employee issue. Again, if you're late to the game, last week alone we had 20 call-ins from staff that are important to shipping.
Yeah.
And you can have so many people that make those kind of changes on orders, and if they're the ones calling in, there's no one to make those changes.
Yeah, there's no automated way to make sure that happens. If there was, we would have implemented that long ago.
Years ago.
But no, there's using our back end system. There's no way to automate the process, and so we're back to a staffing issue again at that point.
It becomes we're trying to process out thousands of orders a week.
Yeah,
and those thousands of orders a week, we can't just go spend 10, 15 minutes on every order. Hey, let's locate this guy's order that comes out on 9/20 or 11/23 and it's 9/27. Yeah. Let me go through all of his orders and find the best order to put this on. It becomes another logistical nightmare when you're trying to do that. We do our best, but like I said, we have 15 plus 11/2 boxes sitting out there waiting on 11/2 to show up. And a lot of it's a book that's only been delayed 2 or 3 weeks. And am I going to really go pay someone full-time wages to go move a $3 book to a new order?
Now that is speaking to a proactive version of that. As far as should you email customer service and request that,
like give an order number saying, "Hey, can you move this order?"
Now that's a different. That's something we can still accommodate.
If they did the legwork and gave us the order number. Hey, when does this book come out? 9/20 or 11/28. I have an 11/28 scheduled order. Can you just move it to that? Here's the order number.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something my customer service can handle very quickly.
Yeah.
But it's just us having to shift through,
Yeah.
pull up your name. Some people have multiple accounts with us. They don't actually use the same account every time they order.
Yeah.
It just becomes more and more problem.
Let's see. Matthew says, "Oh, okay, thanks. Is it possible that it's for an FOC contest video that I won a couple weeks ago?"
I have no idea. I don't think so. I think
Yeah.
they just send you the books.
I think they would have just sent the books as opposed to
it would actually be created as a comped order.
yeah.
But we are working hard on trying to figure out. My biggest thing is the speed of our shipping is important. Right now, we're finishing up 10.5 today, which the week before New York, we were still on 8.10.
Yeah.
And right now, we're working on finishing up 10.5 today. All the warehouse boxes have been taken to the warehouse and worked. So they all have resolution now. All the waiting on replacements ordered books have been worked. So we'll be on to 10/12 tomorrow, Monday. And then hopefully by next week, we'll be back within our 2-week window of shipping.
Yep.
And then just kind of keep puttering along and catching up. But we began the summer with X amount of employees that have been here for years. And like in shipping, there's 2 left.
Yeah.
There's Ramos, who is our night shipper, and Luke, who is our day puller, who just came on full time after college.
Yeah.
Everybody else is gone from my shipping room from beginning of this summer.
Yeah.
My customer service completely new from this summer.
The exceptional Sarah.
Sarah, but Sarah's kind of moved into website stuff. My retail staff, 1 person left from the beginning of the summer.
Yeah.
Everybody else is new. Tabby, only person left in her department.
Yeah.
Amy, only person left in her department. So out of a staff of 25 people this summer, only like 7 of them are actually still staff that were here before the summer. There was this mass exodus over the summer of people leaving.
Yeah.
I've never experienced anything like this in 20 years of being a business owner. And it just has created so many headaches.
Yeah.
And a lot of it has to do with weekly books are overwhelming to new people.
And as an assurance to you, we are also streamlining our shipping room a little bit. There were some process changes that we're putting in place.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten retail much more involved.
Yeah.
Like Jade from retail has become much more involved in helping make sure the wall gets put up. Boxes are taken care of faster, so my stronger pullers can keep pulling books.
Yeah.
So we've also gotten all of our other teams involved, like everyday CGC department and the whatnot department have to help for at least an hour a day with shipping while we're behind. So there's lots of things that we're installing to teach a more team-heavy mentality, but it takes time, and all we can do is just keep plugging away.
Yep.
So
Well, it doesn't look like any other questions have come in, so we hope that this was informative for all of you. We definitely appreciate you and all the ways that you support us, and so we hope that we can continue. We hope this new process works out, and we can continue to supply those. Do you have any final thoughts before we let them go?
No, I mean, our biggest thing is we've always been, mindful of how important comics are.
Yeah.
And comics in the hands of adults and children alike is one of the biggest things that I'm in support of. And I don't want to quit selling comics.
Your 10-year-old needs to read Gun Honey. Wait, no.
No. But the biggest thing is that we just have to find ways to make it work for everybody.
Yeah.
And to figure out how to be good at what we are. And we're good at exclusives, but it's hard to ship the exclusives when we're always trying to work around weekly books. So that's what we're trying to resolve.
All righty.
Well, thank you, Mike Hammer.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. You can reach out to customer service with any questions you may have or comments on these videos. We appreciate you, and have a great day.
Peace out.
Bye.